Hey guys, welcome to day 2 on the Get Clear on Your Vision Challenge. We're so excited to have you guys back, and we might have a cat visiting us during this, just so you know. We just wanted to recap to start with what we learned about day 1. So we wanted to talk to you guys a little more about the workbook you did yesterday, hopefully, and what you learned about your self-awareness in your current situation. So we wanted to kind of review, that first question about what does work do for your energy? Do you feel like when you were thinking about that question, did you go to work and you just have 100%, you get off of work, you still feel great, it energizes you, you can do your activities you like to do, spend time with your family, you feel really good? Or was it more of a, you get to work, you feel energized to work with your patients and socialize, but the moment you get in the car, the moment you get home, you just feel wiped out. You gave everything to work, and now you've got nothing left to give to yourself or to the people you love. Or like I've experienced at some points where I have 0%. Just the thought of work drains everything. From waking up to going to sleep, it just feels like I have hardly anything and I'm barely getting by. So just being aware of that and knowing where am I today, and that way we can kind of make goals to move on for the future. Also, what balance did you notice in your work? Are you able to, leave work when you leave at the end of the day? Are you sleeping through the night without thinking about it or obsessing about, did I document, or am I behind on my documentation, or did I put the call light next to this patient? Are you able to leave that at work, or is it kind of following you and affecting the things you enjoy after work? Also, is it aligning with your inner purpose? Does it make you feel fulfilled in your life? And that number 4 question, we hope if you haven't gotten a chance to do it or gotten a chance to post on Facebook, that you still will check out that prompt for day 1 on our Facebook group and post your answer to number 4. What do you love and what do you want to change about your current situation and your current work-life balance? So with that being said, think about those things, and then I'm going to let Andrea take it and talk to you about our topic for day 2.
Yeah, hey everyone. So today we're going to really dive into finding what lights you up. And when we talk about what lights you up, it's things that you're passionate about, things that are your hobbies. They can be in work or they can be outside of work. Just things that really make you feel alive. And when you think about these things, we want you to go big. Like, think big, don't limit yourself. So often as adults, where we have all these social pressures about, you got this degree, you have to stay working in the field that you are working in, or you have financial obligations, so you need to just stay in your 9-to-5 job, and even if it exhausts you, like, that's your option. And we also have insecurities. There might be other things that we want to do, other things that we're excited about, but we have insecurities like, it costs too much money, or I'll never be good at that, or maybe I do want to start my own business, but like, that'll happen one day. And I mean, that's it, just to be limited by that. I mean, it's a bummer, and we really want you to step outside of that. Get crazy with this. And the whole purpose of it is to take these passions, to think about your hobbies. We want to see how you can tie that in with your healthcare skills to create something that you could be really excited about. And something I've done before in school, towards the end of graduate school, we learned a little bit about pelvic health. And that just got me really excited when we talked about that. And so when I got into the field, into the clinic, I started working in pelvic health. And I found that treating the patients didn't necessarily light me up, but the education component I loved. I loved talking about it. I would find myself talking to friends and family about pelvic floor stuff. And then also, I know, great conversation.
Dinner conversation.
And then another thing I'm excited about is holistic care. So thinking about how mental health and emotional health can affect physical health. And I love educating my patients and my clients about that. So I was able to find a way to take my passion for education of pelvic floor and to take my passion for holistic health and create something that I love that still included my physical therapy skills. And when I met Jenny, like, she was talking about totally writing off physical therapy. So I'm going to let her talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So kind of like what I talked about yesterday, I had traveled and I tried a lot of different settings, and I found I'm I know in my personality, I'm a jack of all trades, and I found that kind of followed me into physical therapy. I loved working with adults. I loved working with people with dizziness and vertigo. I loved working with people with Parkinson's. I loved working in the skilled nursing facility. I loved outpatient. I loved a lot of pieces of that, but it never fulfilled me. I still felt burnt out. I still felt exhausted when I got home. And when I started considering what lights me up and doing exactly what we're doing today and what we were doing throughout the challenge, asking myself these questions, I found that the reality wasn't the diagnosis or the patient population. The reality was that I was helping people, and it was the people I was interacting with that were lighting me up, that were getting me excited. And so even with this, I'm so excited because we're talking to fellow women in healthcare, and we're hoping to be able to create a community for you guys and to help you guys and for you guys to give us something too. I mean, we have a lot to learn from you all. Like, everyone's an expert in their own way. So, yeah.
And when thinking about these passions, and I don't limit yourself thinking like, if I do something I'm passionate about, I have to step away from all this time and money I poured into becoming the healthcare professional that I am. There's ways to be creative. I mean, you are all brilliant women. Like, and we're creative, and we can combine our passions with our skills. And that's what this whole thing is about, is to create a vision, to find something that you love.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit of an exercise, and the purpose of it is to really set aside all of our insecurities and set aside social pressures to really feel and like sense in our body what it is that we love. So what we're going to do is help you find your yes and your no and really feel that inside your body. So what I want to start with is have you think about something that is just really exciting, a moment that happened in the past or something that you're just really pumped about. Think about when you got accepted into graduate school, or you got engaged, or something really exciting happened to you, or even something as simple as working with a patient that you love. Think about what that feels like in your body. Where do you feel it? How does it feel? So I want to give you a second to think about that. So if you might feel an opening feeling, a little bit jittery. Jenny even said she gets like a little excited, nauseous feeling, but I feel light and open. Think about those feelings. That's a yes. That's a yes in your body. And again, I know we're not giving you a lot of time to do this, but feel free to pause the video and try this, or do this later. I know some of you all might be at work when you're doing this. So, but that light feeling, that exciting feeling, that's a yes feeling. Mm-hmm. So on the opposite of that, I want you to put yourself in a situation that makes you sad, or think about a patient that just totally drains you, or an aspect of work that you don't like. Take a second and feel, where in your body do you feel that, and how does it feel? So you might feel things like heaviness, chest pressure, a closing feeling, just exhaustion. So that's a no. That's when you are going through these activities and thinking about what you're passionate about, what you love, what you don't want. When you're making decisions of where you should go next, take a second and just feel it wherever you're feeling it in your body.
Yeah. So with that in mind, let's apply it to the questions that we're going to work on today in the workbook. When you're thinking about that yes feeling and that no way feeling. So when you're answering the questions like, what do you love about work? Pay attention to that response in your body. That's visceral. That is deep down subconscious response. Our body is that first line defender of a yes and a no. And a lot of times what happens is our mind actually talks us out of that visceral subconscious response. So we go in to see somebody and we get that no feeling, but we ignore it because we have to see that patient. We have to see that family member, or there's nothing really specifically that's making me feel like I'm uncomfortable, but I'm uncomfortable. A lot of us have felt that. I know I've felt that going into patients' homes. Sometimes I don't take my backpack off, don't take out my computer because I get that no feeling and I don't feel safe. So paying attention to that response and being more aware of it is going to really help you when you're answering these questions. Also, what you love outside of work. You probably already know that yes feeling when you think about the things you love, because you're choosing to do them because they are that yes feeling. If it's going running when you get home, watching a movie with your family, cooking with your family, going out and doing something by yourself, like walking around the mall or just enjoying a nice walk or hike. Think about that yes and no response. When you're in work and life, think about what you can do less of, what no you can take out so that you can focus on those yeses. And again, like the more of those no responses you can get rid of, the better you're going to feel and the less burnout you're going to feel. Another question that we're going to ask you in the workbook today is, if money was not a factor, you just won the lottery, $1 billion, you are set for life, what would you do? What would you do with your family every day? What would you do for the society? When we talked about the ikigai yesterday and what the world needs, what would you do to contribute to that and what you love and what you're good at? Because the paid for doesn't matter in that situation. And taking money out of that and thinking about the other circles that tend to get smaller in real life is really helpful in getting deep down into your vision. So let's talk about that inner dreamer and let her come out. Download the workbook. It's going to be available just like workbook from day one on the Facebook group. It's an editable PDF you can download on your phone, on the computer. Take some time, again, about 10 minutes should be reasonable to go through, answer the questions, really think about what you love and that yes and no feeling. There's 4 questions again, and it's going to help you discover what lights your soul on fire. Fire. Might be out by now. And if you will, just like yesterday, if you haven't already, get on that day 1 prompt, your answer to number 4. Put that on the comment section in the day 1 prompt. We'd love to, still see that answer. And if you're up to date, day 2, answer number 4 on the prompt on Facebook for us, so we can continue the conversation, see what you're thinking, support you, and again, like help the community see that we're all in this together.
Yeah, so thanks so much again for joining us. We know your time is so valuable, and we just appreciate you being here. We're excited to help you continue to form what your vision is. And so tomorrow we're going to be diving into gaining a deeper understanding of your why. What's the deep level of why you're doing what you're doing? And Jennings is her cat.
There's the kitty cat for you guys, since I promised it. And I said she might come up.
So again, thanks so much for being here, and we're so excited, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.